Everybody, welcome to my tribe, my loyal tribe, my ancient tribe, all of my ancestors and the spirit guides. Very, very happy and so loving. Connect with you again in this brand new year. 2025 is a year 9, so it's a year for mastery. It's a year for understanding all you've been through in that spiral of all time, all space, all realms of 3 to 5D that every person is responsible for. We're just gonna roll right in there because I think I've got a lot of messages and I'm just really getting used to my new energy. I'm really, really excited about it. I have lots of new beings in my field. Lots of new beings that in the systems of light that I work with. I'm working with the councils of light, the systems of light, which are all for the Divine Father's plan across the multiverse. So that's the systems of light that I work with, which is of the Galactic Federations. The Galactic Federations support all of the Divine Mother Father's plan. And I am a part of enhancing Christ consciousness throughout many programs and many planets and many systems throughout the multiverse. So I speak species. Part of my soul's blueprint is to uplift and inspire and educate, bring higher vibrational light wisdoms for the various species of the multiverse, how each and every one of us have different DNA allocations, and that DNA allocation will be activated through your light and through your daily ascension path work. And your daily ascension path work is understanding the 3 A's, which brings your 4th A, which is alchemy. And then in the understanding as above, so below, and as within, so without, your realignment of connection and relationship with spirit as spirit, harmonizing all that you are so that you take on the greater omnipresent light, the greater light that is bathed to the planet, to all creation in every moment, because every aspect of life, as I talked about in my blog post, I think it was yesterday, so go to the community page. There are aspects threading of the bandwidth that is all creation, every dimension up to 13 just in this one universe, and every bedding of dimension is being bathed with its unique for the expansiveness of the highest potential within each bandwidth. So every bandwidth of dimension gets its highest potential of source omnipresent light. And so in that, we are being bathed in every way, in every day, from 3 to 5. And 3 to 5D is up to every person to create their own transmutation of their 51% of their karma, the densities and the choices that they've chosen through all 3D timelines, all the way up to 5D. So we're now awakening to the perspective of who we are as divine beings of Metatronic light. And then we are godly, are all in the image of Mother and the Father. And in so, we get to balance our divine feminine energies, our divine masculine energies, and through that awakening of the Kundalini, just allowing the presence of who we are as God to come forward in the highest light of who we are. And so just know that every one of my chat lines, hello sweetheart, every one of my chat lines are being investigated. There are investigations of all of the blatant experiences that have gone on with my platforms and gone on with the suppressions of life and all of the attacks that have been going on. So everything is being investigated, so just know that. And so what we wanted to talk about today is just the soul, reminding every soul blueprint. Everybody has a soul blueprint that is connected with the multiverse. Everybody comes with a divine experience of who you are, what you exist within, what's going on within you. If you're doing your daily ascension path work, you understand that you exist on all realms, you exist on all dimensions, you exist within all planets, you exist with. That's why we talk about the DNA allocation, because the DNA allocation allows you to understand that whatever lifetimes you've had, we say, we're going to talk about a download that I got about consciousness and the speeding up of time and the slowing down of time, because we're now from 3D, which is very linear, past, present, and future. And so we want to step into more of a 5D experience, which is all the presence of now. All the presence of now, I mean, all timelines you exist, it doesn't matter what dimension, doesn't matter what form, it doesn't matter how you express and experience yourself as a cosmic multi-vibrational being, that you have the 3's, you have your rights to explore, you have your rights to express, and you have your rights to experience all that you are, and equals the 4th E, which is evolution. Thank you, Cluedo. And just know that everybody's IP addresses are being investigated for the hate and the abuses that have been on my channel and my platform. So just know that everybody's IP addresses will be investigated, and there are the highest beings of the highest light that have been heavens that have been chosen by the spiritual courts that will be investigating everything that has occurred on my life. So just know. And I've offered them to go back to all of my past live recordings because the IP addresses have been doing the same thing for many years, and it's against my and so we'll just put that out there too, because Archangel Michael is with me. I've got extra protection with me. Archangel Michael is massive. He's about 20 feet tall, standing right behind me. Thank you, Archangel Michael. And so because this is a very important time for all of humanity and shifts going on, and I'm very important to the evolutionary plan for moving forward into new timelines. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father. And so just a reminder that the highest vibrational energies and laws that we're moving into as this new galactic omnipresent space is the right use of free will and non-interference. Therefore, that's then, and it doesn't agree with how I bring God forward, how I bring Source forward, how I bring who we are as Metatronic Light, as all of the channelers are speaking the same message of quantumness. Channelers are speaking the same experience of the quantum omnipresent. All of the channelers have been speaking for the last 25 years of who we are as light and how much has been suppressed and how much has been kept under wraps, if you will, and held down from us. We've been suppressed from our enlightenment. We have been suppressed from who we are as divine beings through various programs of suppression, through the elite soul harvesting, many of the other experiences through human testing and human experimenting. It's all going to come out in 2025 at the first half of the year. So within the next 6 months, it will come out. And those that are on a YouTube channel, they always have the right, if you're not agreeing and if you don't like and if you get triggered by the high vibrational informations, which are truths, they are universal truths, own research about enlightenment, go do your own research about the light body, go do your own research about the Ascension process, go do your own research on the Gaia channel. The Gaia channel offers everything that I'm talking about. And if again you don't perhaps like how I'm saying it or what I'm saying about God, we are as divine beings and reclaiming your power, reclaiming your light, reclaiming your energy. As you can just 16 signed on at once and now 16 are off the line. If they don't choose, and if anybody, as free will is, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't respect what I'm saying, then move channels. Just go to a different channel. You have free will not to come here. It is blatant hate crimes to come onto a channel and to throw hate and to do and black magic behind the scenes. And that's why Archangel Michael is standing with me. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. I get to move, I get to be, I get to express exactly who I am. And if you don't like it, then move channels, get off my channel. Coming to my channel in free will, I don't deserve the hate. I don't deserve the small-mindedness. I don't deserve the discrimination. I don't deserve the misogyny. I get to speak as I wish. It's my freedom of expression. My soul's experience is my soul's There was hate crimes from the very moment that I was born because everybody knew who I am, what my purpose is here. I am a gift to this planet, I am a gift to the multiverse, and I will move about as my destiny is. So take it up with God. And if, again, those don't enjoy my channel, enjoy my teachings, then move. Stay off my channel. You have free will. And this will be proven in court. The decades of abuse to me has been done because everybody has forced their way into my lane. Everybody has forced their way into harvesting and sucking the life out of me, and they had no right. RICO crimes are illegal. That's what was done to me. I was sold and I was trafficked in the underground for the use of my energy, for the use of my gifts, and people thought in their underground cults and covens, which Spirit gave me a download yesterday, everything will be proven. There's overwhelming evidence of the crimes that have been going on for decades on my life. I didn't deserve 1 ounce of it. Spirit gave me a download. These are Spirit's words. The channeling message was, there's been so many destinies that have been messed with in the messing with my life. From the moment that I was born, with the occult crimes, the dark occult, the systematic abuse, the slow dagger, everything that has been done on my life for over 50 years, and the small groups, and the cults and the covens, and the secret societies, and those that were being paid to target me, I write about it every day on my community page, and YouTube being paid by global companies and global so-called elites and so-called important people. Those people can not to listen to my channel. Nobody has a right to say what gets heard in the collective and what doesn't get heard in the collective. I am meant to be a collective voice healer. I carry codes. I carry important wisdoms of the divine, of the heavens. I belong with the highest heavens of light, Lord Sananda and Jesus, and the collectives that teach higher light consciousness. I speak no differently than all the other channelers that are out there of the highest form on this planet. I note them every day on my community page. So go do your research. Those that come on and want to see you hate, go to another channel. Because you're doing so because you're just choosing to have your hate crimes, and those will be absolutely marked down, the IP addresses, and everybody will be seen in court, and everybody's getting judgment right now. Their Father have called it out, enough abuse. Nobody from the past has access to my light anymore. There will be no more timelines, no elite person, no underground group, no anybody. It doesn't matter how elite they think they are. No person around this world will ever touch my light in a harvesting, selling of a trading, or putting it in underground, or abusing it in black web, which nobody has Nobody has permission to. Nobody ever, ever, ever had permission to name my images, my work, my videos. Nobody had an ounce of right, and everybody involved, the 50 plus people, will be charged. Everybody will be charged. The spiritual courts have spoken, and there's a guilty verdict on all accounts. Federal crimes on the abuses of my life, to suppress me, to sabotage, to hack and stalk. Every aspect of my life has been hacked. Every aspect of my life has been suppressed, and nobody has an ounce of right. Nobody has an idea that I don't get to be heard and seen in the collective. And Source Creator, the Father, and Archangel Michael, and the legions that support me, the billions that support me, they will lift me. There was egregious thefts, frauds, false claims, defamations, exploitations, harassments. It goes on and on and on. And it stops. It's over. Everybody is being plucked and at their equal karma. And there will absolutely be, as the light councils, which are responsible for the spiritual courts, through Commander Ashtar, there will be no further actions for the Galactic Federations to assist any of those that have been involved in such hate crimes. There will be no further considerations for the protection of any that choose to continue with dark occult secret abuses, thinking that they have power over others, to sacrifice others, to systematically abuse them until they commit suicide or take themselves out. Because that's exactly what the intention was for my life. Close to 1,000 rituals done on my life. My name being sold under the underground for my gifts and my skills, and people doing rituals on me in their satanic hate groups and their warped Mason groups, because they think they have the power and the right, and they don't, because they don't understand spiritual laws, they don't understand universal laws, and they don't understand quantum energy. You will never be able to hold what you are of. If you are and you're calling on deities to take people's gifts and skills and destiny swapping away, you are not in the vibration to hold who I am. You just simply aren't, you never will. You're not getting it. The same message I've been speaking for 17 years. Dark occult practices, sacrificing is premeditation of murder, and it will be proven in every court of law. I will prove it. I will stand before everybody and I will read your souls. Sacrificing is premeditation of murder. Practices are premeditation to interfere, corrupt, sabotage, and intent to kill, and intent to harm, and intent to bring suicide, intent to bring mental infirmity, intent to bring emotional imbalance, intent to bring sociological and financial ruin. And that's exactly what was done in my life for decades. Nobody had an ounce of right. Who the hell is anybody on this planet to say that I don't have the right to be here, and I don't have the right to be exactly who I am? There is no being on this planet that has a fucking ounce of right. And Mother, Father, God are plucking every single person on this planet. Doesn't matter how much money you think you have. The last will be first, and the first will be last. It is judgment time, dear lighted ones, and I'm calling it, and I have been calling it. And if you have a problem with me, a divine feminine, speaking the word of the Holy Creator, then move channel. You have free will. You have free will to be here. You have free will to move. And that is your free will. And just as we have free will, everybody be absolutely sure that there will be extra information and wisdoms coming out about the elites and the powers that be for restrictions and suppressions and taxing on streaming services to further suppress and to further bring elitism into their power. But as we ask ourselves, and we show you every video, the 3 E's is vital to humanity's evolution. Our expression is everything to healing. If I didn't come forward with my story, there would be millions and millions and millions and millions and billions across that I have the opportunity to heal that would have never heard and tapped into who they are as starseeds, into who they were as being harvested, tapped into who they were as being trafficked, and they didn't even know it. Except that their life was in ruin and absolutely in poverty for no reason at all, but for selfish cults and gangs have no idea who the hell they are. They're harvesting. Elite soul harvesting is a thing. The trafficking business is a real thing. It's an industry. It's a billion-dollar industry. Go do your research. If you don't like what I say, get off my channel. I speak higher vibrational informations. I bring sacred divine codes for all of humanity. I am here to usher in 5D. I am a galactic princess. I am the exact same ray of wisdom and information and healing potential and leadership potential as the Christ Jesus. Being Christed is being your allness of meditation. It doesn't mean being the Christ is one man that stood as Jesus as a master. Jesus was a representation of the Christ consciousness. When you say the Christ energy, it means we are allness. We are in our Metatronic light energy. I am Christed. I am Christed. I'm not proving it to anybody. I am high vibrational. I am a creative genius. I have a very high intelligence that will never ever be tested because I'm multidimensional. I have an interfacing with God that very few on this planet will ever have. I am planet as Jesus was. Go read my blog posts. And again, if you don't like what I say about who we are as Tronic Light and as God, which I have my right to speak, If there are infinite number of religions on this planet, if there are infinite number of warped underground snuff videos and satanic ritual videos that are allowed to YouTube, but my channel gets suppressed at 2,000 subscribers for the past 8 years. And Spirit did show me that YouTube has been taking money from global companies, global elite people to silence me because they know who I am. I carry codes for humanity to evolve into the highest realm possible. I'm a healer and I'm a teacher of quantum light, and I ain't sit down. This is my soul's expression. Nobody on this planet has a right to suppress me. And there are corrupt leaders that said, I want her gone, she's bad for business. Well, this planet is not your business. This planet is to the rights of all people. We have our rights to ascend, we have our rights to speak about our godliness, we have the rights to speak about our gifts, we have the rights to speak about our celestialness, we have the rights to speak about who we are as all beings. Go listen to any other channel, they speak the same fucking things. Grow up. Those that don't like my channel or my information or my wisdoms, get off. That's your free will. You've chosen to come on here to attack me and to sabotage. And Archangel Michael and all the legions and all the realms, the lower, the middle, and the higher, everybody are 10 toes down. Because I will be lifted. I am the princess of the galaxy. This is my destiny, and I will speak as I fucking wish. It's my destiny. I carry codes for every starseed on this planet, codes for every hybrid on this planet. I carry codes for every indigo person on this channel. I carry codes for anybody who comes to this channel that is a crystalline light. The crystalline beings on this planet are so very vital because we break up the density. I'm a crystalline child, I'm a starseed, I'm a hybrid. My DNA was messed with, my DNA has been altered, and I've absolutely integrated all of those lifetimes because that's what I teach. I teach how to be Christed so that it doesn't matter what timeline you're working on, doesn't matter what you're going through, you can integrate those timelines, you can integrate those destinies, those darknesses, you can integrate whatever shadow that is, and you can reclaim it so that nobody's gonna harm you, nobody's gonna use your DNA, nobody's gonna siphon light off you so that they can go manifest stuff. How dare anybody touch my Christ consciousness and manifest stuff, their false clout. Which is what has been done. There has been people using my energy, there's been people using my wisdoms, there's been people using my videos, there's been people using my content, and they put God's name in their mouth. They don't have a right because God sees exactly what goes on those doors, and I'm gonna keep calling you out. I will keep calling out the false prophets. Daddy, pimp daddy, and all those that know who they are, that speak the God and the word of the source creator and all of the heavens that they think they don't know God at all. If you're doing sacrificing, you don't know God. If you are putting some sabotage on people and interfering with their life, if you're hack stalking, spying, if you're interfering with anybody's life, you don't know universal laws, you don't know God, and you will not talk about God in that way. You simply won't. And God will make it, because those that are prepared to carry the Christ consciousness and to move forward into leadership and all that is our universal rights and our spiritual rights, because those are the highest laws. I carry higher order. And again, if you don't like it, get off my channel. That's your free will. The religious beliefs are small-minded beliefs that got us by first couple thousand years, but we're meant to evolve beyond it. In the higher realms, there are no religions. It's just oneness. And again, if you don't like that concept of unity consciousness, all that evolution is, we are all that God is. And how would a creator of all creation and all life and infinite species and trillions of planets across this one galaxy, across this one universe, how would that creator God say that you can only believe in God and God can only be spoken, God can only be seen by the Holy Jesus, God can only be talked about in this way? Does that sound like creator of all that is life? Does that truly sound like the creator? If you suppress and sacrifice and take out one innocent divine feminine that didn't even know any of the sadistic, misogynistic masochists. They all saw me die in their arms and them sucking the life and the skills and the gifts and the blessings that I had earned over a millennia in different realms and dimensions. And they think they're gonna carry me. Again, non-intelligent, because that's what dark is. You're not understanding Christ consciousness. It's not a person. Christ consciousness is the Metatronic light through the harmonization of love and light. Go do your research. Again, if you don't like the channel, get off. It's your free will. Go to a channel that just talks about God from. Don't come to my channel. You have your free will. Get off. I don't deserve your abuse. And God is plucking every single one of you that have been told for years and years and years, stay out of my way. Because you've abused me enough, you've sold me enough, you've traded enough, you've absolutely defamed me on all fucking levels. And the false claims and stealing and the theft and the fraud and the harassment and the exploitation and the RICO crimes, it will all be proven in the first half of 2025. Source creates things, all planets, all dimensions, all realms. There is infinite aspects to know about Source. There is the lower realms, there is the middle realms, and there's the higher realms. The lower realms are the darkness, which is absolutely necessary for us to climb up into light. Ascension is called the Jacob's Ladder. Those are euphemisms that we have learned. There is many, many beings of wisdoms. There are many, many beings beyond Jesus. So again, if you only want to hear about Jesus, you need to move off my channel. Unity consciousness is oneness. Unity consciousness is all the masters. It's Kuan Yin. Is Isis, the goddess Isis. It's Mother Mary. It's all of the goddesses and all the masters that I walk with. I walk with all the masters. I work with Lord Sananda, and Jesus is my equal. And that's a universal truth. If you don't believe me, go make an appointment with one of the top channelers that I've offered. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I'm not here to prove anything to those that want to come and just hate and spew on divine feminine. You have free off to another channel where you just want to hear about Jesus from a man in a white suit or in a black suit, as that they are godly. Because God is all things, God is all dimensions, God is all planets, God is all forms, God is all insects, God is all birds, God is all animals, God is everything. And if you don't understand your shadow of your discrimination context, discrimination comments, then you will never get to your light. If you will never accept your discrimination and your judgments, you will never get to your light. That's just how Ascension works. It's a quantum universe, dear lighted ones. I speak of it. That's godly. Everybody on our planet is responsible for healing and transmuting 51% of their karma and their judgments and their beliefs. And in that process of your soul's blueprint, everybody is given equal divine feminine energies to heal and equal divine masculine energies to heal based on all the timelines that you've been on. We call it histories. It's not. It's all now. All forms of life that you've taken, all experiences. And you're meant to clear all that you have experienced. You've chosen to discriminate. You've chosen to separate. You've chosen to say that you're less than. You've chosen to say you're not godly. God is all things. It's not religion. We're here to change that. We're here to level up. We're here to grow up. In the higher dimensions, there is no religion. There is just one. We are one. Every human on this planet is one with the brothers and sisters, whether they're in Iran, whether they're in Iraq, whether they're in Jerusalem, whether they're a Jew or anything else. We are one. Because the last lifetime ago, you were a Jew. Because the last lifetime ago, you chose to explore Buddhism. Because that's God. Why? Because God is all about allness. God is about, I want to give you eternal life. I want you to explore everything there is out there. And that's what I teach. I teach allness. I teach Christedness. I'm a Christ teacher. I'm a Christ healer. And I will be a leader. Because I already am, I've proven it. In getting up 1 million fucking times, no matter how many times elites and so-called leaders that want their collective, which has been proven not, it's been very blatant, by the suppression of my videos, by the suppression of my healing, by the suppression of my teachings, which is basic common sense. Go listen to the Gaia channel, go listen to anybody that speaks about 5D creation, realities, about how to heal your body. I am an expert on soul fragment healing. I have an interfacing with God because that's what I am. That's my soul blueprint. I've earned it. I'm a conduit. I'm a healer. I'm a teacher. And I have my right to be exactly who I am. I will not sit down. I will never sit down. I have my right to be godly, and I'm going to be godly. And again, anybody that just absolutely does not agree with what I say about God is, you're living in a small box. You needing to explore a lot, because God is all things, all realms, all dimensions, all forms, all life. Why would God of the creatorhood, the mother and the father that births all galaxies, all realms, all dimensions, up to the 13th dimension just in this one universe? There's multiverses. Multiverses. I experience the multiverse. Why would the creator God of all aspects of life, of beings that are insectoid, of beings that are Octarian, are unicornians, of beings that are Syrians, of beings that are Pleiadians, of beings that are infinite species, why would Source Creator of infinite species of all life ever say, only men can talk about God, only men can be this, and only we're going to learn about the Bible, and God believes in this, and only we're supposed to believe in that? Why would that ever be? Does that sound evolutionary? Does that sound higher intelligence? Does that sound like eternal life? And then to go and attack and that speaks on absolute liberation and unity for all people. We're here to bring vibrational wisdoms and intelligences because we are light. We are being offered eternal life. And that means get out of your small boxes if you so wish. And if you don't leave your small box, stay off my channel, because that's what I offer here. Get out of your box and get healed. Any discrimination you hold, any judgment you hold, any triggers that you hold, it's your responsibility to heal it. Your wounds are your wounds. Heal. I offer exactly how to heal. I offer everything that is suppressed in our collective about your fields and why you have energies and densities sitting in your fields. Where do they come from? How to look after your life force. It's the most important thing, and it's the most important source creator God gave you is your life force. It's taught nowhere on the planet, and it is exactly how we heal. Why is that? And these so-called leaders want the best for you. Nowhere is there taught quantum science about how to take care of your body, about knowing yourself as light, understanding that you have a higher entrainment potential if you so choose. There is a negative spinner field and there's a positive spinner field, and you get to choose where you sit within it. And it affects your cells, it affects the systems that you sit within, it exists, all the councils you belong within, it exists your next timelines, it exists in the next planets, in the next forms that you take. If you act on the lower vibrational realms, this is the last 3D time, this is a universal truth. Continue to stay in the lower realms and attacking people and interfering with people, and if you continue to do dark occult practices or mafia or drug lords or trafficking, if you continue sacred life because you are disconnected from spirit, you're disconnected from your God source. You are disconnected. You have no alignment and you have no relationship with spirit. If you continue to do that, you will not incarnate into another body. This is the final 3D timeline. This is the final 3D timeline to get unity consciousness, so that you can be offered eternal life into 5D and above. That is universal truth. Go listen to Lee Carroll. He's been talking about this since 1987. That is when the convergence began, is 1987. Go do your research. Go do your research, people. Stop going onto people's channels and spewing hate. You're uninformed, you're uneducated. We are divine beings of light, and the leaders don't want you to know this. Church and state don't want you to know this. Why? Because you give into them and you buy into them and you give them your energy and you give them your time, you give them their money. And it's up to every human to wake up, to reclaim your light, to absolutely understand all that you are as light and start working yourself as light so that you can start creating in a 5D creation. Because all that you focus on, all that you intend, and all that you act is creating your reality. That's creational reality. That's quantum science. Again, go do your research. I teach that. I teach you how to be quantum metatronic. I teach you how to old patterns. I teach you how to heal abuse. I teach you how to never let people harvest and siphon the fucking life out of you so that you sit there in poverty while they go and manifest stuff because they want to seem like they're a false clout chaser person. And they want to seem important because they have stuff. And they want to have a big underground title because it's important to them to have stuff. Oh, well, is your stuff going to rank you? It's not going to rank you. Is your sacrificing going to rank you? It will never rank you. Sacrificing will never rank you. It will keep you in the lower realms. Why? Because you have no idea about unity consciousness. You have no idea about your connection with spirit and source. You have no idea that the black voodoo and the magic that you create in the house is affecting everybody in it. Why? Because energy is everything. Go look on water molecules and what happens when you manifest negative energy with water molecules and what happens when you do positive energy with water molecules. Because those tests were done on me. I understand all my lifetimes because I'm Christ consciousness. That's what integration of the soul fragments does. You to see all your lifetimes. It doesn't matter if it was in the 1950s when it was taken out of a celestial and then placed into it and then replaced and then tested and tested. It doesn't matter. I know who I am. Take it up with God. Again, those that don't like what I say or what I speech, my speech is Christed. If you don't like it, free will to get off my channel and stay off. I don't care about your small beliefs. I have the right to be exactly who I am and I will be. Divine feminine have been suppressed and erased and bamboozled for 5,000 years. And we're getting up because we are needed on this planet to hear our wisdoms. That is the divine plan. I have a destiny. There's many destinies that have been fucked with just with the suppression of my life. And everybody that has been involved in suppressing me, suppressing my channel, paying to have me taken out, paying to have Christ, you have to sit with that on your soul. Because you get to, at the end of the night, wow, I was attacking an innocent divine feminine that she moves little wormies off to the grass. She moves little wormies back to soil, back to the safe place. She helps little animals and she heals children. And you have to say that. That's your soul story. So good for you. Boy, you must be so proud of yourself. Is that going to rank you? Attacking divine feminine because she speaks a different God of you? I have my rights. You speak your God. Why do you get your right to speak about your God, but I don't get my right to speak about mine? I'm a high vibrational being. I can speak about my high vibrational life. Just because my high vibrational life, and I've trained myself to see things, I've trained myself to sense things, I've trained myself to be the conduit of the God, of the Mother and the Father. I bring messages of the Mother and the Father, of the systems of light and all evolution plans for all creation. I know about DNA allocation. I know about the soul's integration. I know about soul healing. That's my expertise. I've been here many times. I have my right to speak. Nobody has the right to say what I'm supposed to say, what I'm meant to say, who I'm going to be paid by. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. The misogyny, the enslavement, the corruption, abuse of every human rights that has ever been written were done on my life. And there's going to be, absolutely, there will be those that want to keep humanity, that they will come out with further restrictions and further suppressions on your freedom of expression. And it's up for human to say, is that the earth you want to sit in? Or will you reclaim your energy and reclaim your light and start creating 5D? Because the only thing that will heal us is our 3 E's. The freedom of expression is everything. Nobody has a right to say who gets seen and who gets heard, period. And YouTube has been a part of this corruption. Do the investigations. The investigations on our every IP address that comes on to hate me for the past 8 years. Go and do the back-end investigation on YouTube and how my accounts have been suppressed. Go and do an IP address and go and do a back-end investigation on where those videos are going, where the views are going on every time I upload. For the past 8 years, I've been at 0. Do the investigations. Are being done. By the way, Spirit just said the spiritual courts have spoken, the guilty verdict has already been passed down. I speak of what God offers me to speak, and I'm going to keep coming forward as the Christ. I'm going to keep coming forward as exactly who I am, as a hybrid celestial, as a galactic princess. That's who I am. I'm not hiding it for small-minded people that refuse to heal and refuse to evolve. In 5D, there will be no religions. There will be the prayers and love and unity of all that we are, in the allowance and acceptance, acknowledgement of who we are as one. We are each dodecahedrons, and every single one of us is required on this planet. Our voices are required and our stories are required. I ain't fucking sitting down. Divine Feminine will have her voice. The children will be seen and known and heard. They will not be trafficked and enforced into prostitution by lower vibrational entrapment agendas, such as the Epstein agendas, MK Ultra, Project Stargate. And all the people that had been a part of those experiences, Spirit did say, there is overwhelming evidence and they will all be seen and known. Spirit also gave me a download yesterday. This is proof will be coming out in the next 6 months. And nobody will hide from it. You're not going to swap your karma with anybody, and you're not going to pay anybody that's innocent to take your rap for you. Anybody that is elite, anybody that's been a part of paying people to target the innocent lightworkers, to stalk innocent lightworkers. It goes on most lightworker channels. Lightworkers have been stalked and abused. Me more than any, because they know my lineage, where I come from, and my role on this planet to bring humanity through the 5D gates. No, you're here to trust yourself. You're here to trust yourself and absolutely know that the resonance that you put out is going to call that right back. So again, I'm teaching you how to send a vibrational experience so that whatever energy you're putting out, you're going to get that back. So you can trust those that are coming towards you. Again, do your daily ascension path work. You do want to trust collective. You want to trust the human collective that are benevolent, and they're going to honor and support you in your path of healing and your path of expansion. Thank you, Cluedo. And again, and anybody that's coming on, if you don't like what I'm saying, move channels. That's your free will. Move channels. That's your free will. You've come on my channel in free will. Your comments are unnecessary, and they are stalked, and they are absolutely being watched by the people investigating. Everything is being investigated. Spirit has said enough is enough. The gavel hath fallen. Everybody is going to be plucked. So this was said to me yesterday in my channel notes, because I do want to get onto some wisdom here. I'm tired of talking about the same dark occult systematic attacks. I have my right to be who I have my right to be here. I should never have gotten up. Spirit brought me back to life 4 times. I was sacrificed more than 40 times. There has been millions of dollars spent to take me out. And it's bullshit. It crosses every law. It crosses every universal law. It crosses every human rights. Enough is enough. I will be seen. I will be known. And I will bring healing to billions. That is my destiny. And if anybody has that, you take it up with God. Because God is my breath. I've earned it. Shia nama ai deke sia nama ka'a, shia nama ka'ai deke nama a, sia lai a shia nama a deke e teke shia na a. For all councils in the highest frequencies. I am a multi-vibrational being, and I exist in the multiverse, and I bring through higher codes of information and wisdoms and intelligences. If you so choose to stay on this channel, then stay. And ground your feet and anchor who you are as light. Align yourself in the highest of the Holy Christ that is all that is Metatronic light. The Christ is not a man. The Christ is the consciousness that is all life. It is everybody's equal birthright to be of breath in light, to know that every time you breathe, you are the mother and you are the father. That is being in God, the mother and the father. Why? Because each and every one of you have divine feminine energies. Each and every one of you have divine masculine energies that you are here to heal in this last 3D timeline for you to eternal life of 5D. And you must honor the universal laws. You must get them. You must honor unity consciousness because that's all that 5D is and above. You are one with the all and the all is one with you. That is godly, dear lighted ones. And who would ever say that divine feminine is a man? Who would ever say that and is that intelligent? That's misogynistic, discriminatory, that's separative. Therefore, thus then, you don't belong on my channel, move off. If you want to heal, if you want to be grander, if you want to party timelines, then go listen to any other channel. They speak of the same things. Unity consciousness is everything. Consciousness is all creation. Why? Because consciousness is all source creator. It's all God. Consciousness is everything, and yet it's taught nowhere. Consciousness is everything. It's taking yourself from a disconnected, separate experience of you saying just in human, and you're going to start harmonizing yourself as spirit and matter. Spirit and matter, carbon and crystalline. Crystalline is the spirit and carbon is the matter. Once you start these experiences, you become greater light. It's just the way it is. That's quantum science. You become more Metatronic because you're choosing and you're intending and you're directing and you're focusing all that you are as light. Everybody has equal opportunity, 100% accountability every night to do their nighttime healings, to bring in greater light, which we're going to talk about today in our channeling, bring greater light to every system that they have working within them so that they can be a higher operative person and a being of higher crystalline and higher matter all at the same time. And what does that do? It raises your vibration. And what does that do? It opens your consciousness. And what does that do? It aligns you with the heavens. And what does that do? What is the heavens? The heavens is all dimensions up to the 13th just in this one universe. And the higher in consciousness you are, you can tap into other universes. And people like myself and beings like Jesus, we're master creators and we are conduits and we have access to other dimensions and other universes. Sometimes we don't know we are, we're just moving about in our love to explore all creation because we're very excited to create. We're very evolved. We love creating. We absolutely love expressing ourselves in creation. And in this expression of excitement and in this expression of who we are as Metatron, in the expression of who we are as all forms of all beings, of all planets, of all races, of all experiences, we need those experiences to be the dodecahedron, to be the rainbow color, to be all that we are as oneness. Why? Because we're all one. None are greater than another. None have say over her, herd, and who doesn't. None have a say to say this divine feminine shouldn't be here. Let's go out and kill her. Let's go out and give her 40 sacrifices and let's pay a whole bunch of dark little minions from their dark little cult societies to go and do voodoo on her for the rest of her life so that they can take their money. And divine feminine sits broken in her car every day doing the transmutation of everyday black magic and everyday death rituals and everyday sex magic and everyday glamour magic and all the, you can't even keep spells that have been done on me. Over 1,000. How's that okay? So all the corrupt people get a life, but I don't? How's that okay? How's that in human rights? How's that okay? How is it okay for a leader to say, I want her gone, she's bad? And if these leaders care so much about humanity, why are the lightworkers being suppressed? Consciousness is everything. You will not move forward in any evolved state. You will never move higher in dimension if you don't understand consciousness and if you are not working with it daily, period, point blank. These are universal truths. Go do your research. Consciousness is all creation. It's your harmonization with spirit as God, spirit as source, spirit as crystalline light, spirit as Metatronic light, spirit as Christed. When you are Christed, you are allness. That means you understand you have divine energies, you have divine masculine energies, and in your soul's blueprint of all that you are, of all the timelines, of all the realms that you've ever longed on, God is such an elegant designer. There's a reason for everything. God is the master designer, elegant of all things. Each one has divine feminine wounds and divine masculine wounds so that they can harmonize into oneness. Why? Because the biggest corruption on this planet has been discrimination and separation, and why Jesus was crucified. Have we learned our lessons, dear lighted ones? Have we learned our lessons? If you are still trying to take out and you're still trying to kill a divine feminine that is Christed, that comes forward to speak higher vibrational truth for the billions of children on this planet that need her starseed codes. Does that sound like you are evolved intelligent if you are working in dark underground societies that put videos on the web to take people out, to exploit suffering, to exploit darkness, to exploit dark rituals? Does that sound like the thing to do? Does that sound like you're an evolved, clouted, important person? Does that sound like you're important? Your clouching ways if you take money to go and exploit somebody's suffering on the black web? Does that sound intelligent? For you to make money on people's suffering, and where will that get you? Go around go to the infinity, draw the infinity out, and when you see all of your wounding, where will that end you? There are the lower realms and there are the higher realms. And in every moment you get to choose the center of who you are. Who are you? Are you going to be on a lower vibrational karmic wheel, a negative spinner field, or are you going to realign to say, no, I'm going to reclaim my power. I'm going to heal those wounds of divine feminine, divine masculine imbalances, of the distortions, of the discriminations. I'm going to what was, because it's my choice now. I'm in command. I'm in command of my body, spirit, body, mind, and soul. And I get to choose where I'm going. I'm going to create a higher vibrational reality. I will not be suppressed. I will not be harvested. I will not be trafficked. I will not be exploited. I will not be used and abused. And I will not have false claims. And all of my work that I have devoted eons for across the multiverse, God will lift those that are pure of intention, which I have been. I have given when I've had nothing. I still get up and I still teach because I am. I still get up and I still move little wormies and I help animals and I help anybody that comes on my path because that's who I am. Being Christed. I'm not proving anything to anybody. Spirit did say, in the next 6 months, every person that has been a part of dark occult practices and taking the innocent out, interfering and slow dagger, systematic abuses that happen in most secret societies and underground cult covens. They are paid as witches and warlocks to intimidate, sacrifice, and systematically abuse the innocent because we are affecting old agendas, because we're choosing not to buy into them anymore. We are choosing to reclaim our light, we're choosing to reclaim our power, and we're higher creative voice, because that is our universal birthright, and source creator, the heavens, the galactic federations, and the billions and billions and billions and billions and trillion-fold will support every single human being when you center in the absolute center of who you are. Source creator will support you in your liberation. And proof of that. My story of human systematic abuse and human testing and human experimenting and human slow dagger and human sacrificing and human voodoo and human black magic and everything that has been done to me, still being done to this day. Watch when I upload this video, see how many views are being pilfered. The investigations are ongoing. It's in God's hands now. All those that have been doing black magic and voodoo and rituals to interfere with other people's lives and the destinies that have been messed with by the power over others, the greed over others, the selfishness over others, the harvesting over others, the elite soul harvesting and sucking the fucking life out of the innocent people and the children, enforcement of children into prostitution. All of those people will be receiving their karma equally. For every deed, every dollar, every penny paid back and forth, judgment has been called, guilty verdicts are issued out, and the heavens are now in response. It is that is doing every single experience of karma, because that is the quantum return that each person chose. Each person chose their purgatory and their karma that is being right now. Spirit did say, as a caveat, they're all scurrying like little rats when you lift up a bin of old dirty food that's been sitting there for a while, and you lift up the bin of the wooden crate and you see all the rats scurrying. That's what's right now in the collective, and that's what Spirit showed me. There will be those in the dark covens and those in the secret cities and those in the warped Mason groups. There will be those that will go forward to the authorities with their truth, and they will tell 100% truth, and they will give proof of who has been paying them, why being paid, and what the sabotaging agendas have been. And those will be the ones to God and that soul alone, because there are some Masons, and if you are a true Mason, you honor truth higher than everything at all. And why would you ever sacrifice anybody that's an innocent soul to bring up to their highest level? Then you're not a true Mason. There are some things that a true Mason will do, and a true Mason will live by the nobility of fucking truth. It's either a lower truth or it's a higher truth. I am higher truth. Like it or not, take it up. If you are a true Mason, you will go to the authorities and you will say, who's been paying? And you will be giving those forward the agendas. Otherwise, you will sit where you will sit. You chose that. And that's a quantum truth. Take that up with God. You deserve to have God's name in your mouth, or the energy, or the essence, because you haven't earned it. You can either practice being a higher vibrational being and letting go of your smaller beliefs, or you can keep going on your little karmic wheel that says you're greater than all, and you're greater than this, and you're greater, create low vibrational karmic little timelines and low vibrational karmic little returns. Well, you chose that.
You can either choose to harmonize and heal your divine feminine masculine woundings and all that happened to you as a child and all your other timelines, because that's what Ascension is. When you're entering into the 5D gates, you're going to start seeing and feeling all the other wounds from all your other timelines. And they're going to be the darkest, and it's going to be pulled up from your root chakra. It's going to be pulled up from your sacral. It's going to be pulled up from your solar plexus. Every one of your chakras holds a little tiny wound for you to heal, for you to bring in, for you to integrate, and for you to make yours. It's going to be a divine feminine perspective. It's going to be a divine masculine perspective. And that's what I teach, dear lighted ones. I'm an expert on the soul healing. And again, you have free will. If you don't like that, you move off my channel. But I'm saying there's basic universal truths, and I have my fucking right to talk about it. I'm a higher vibrational being. I get my rights to be who I am. I get to see what I see. I get to be exactly who I want to fucking be. That's my universal right. And God says, Joanna, go forth and create. There have been informations being kept from me about the birth of who I am and the dates of who I am, all of those things that all of these elites and these governments and these testing people have been keeping from me, thinking that they have power over me. And they show me every time that they put a video up, they want to show who has power. We're going to show every one of Joanna's videos, and we're going to show that we're holding power on who sees Joanna and who doesn't see Joanna. We want everybody out there to know that we're the ones in power over Joanna's voice and energy. And God said, absolutely not. And God said to me just the other day in the Legions of Light, and the Legion fold of all energies up to the 13th dimension, the 13th dimensional creator speaking with me, and the third Michael that stands right behind me, because I will be protected until every last breath on this planet. They're going to wish they hadn't messed with us. We gave everybody infinite opportunities of our grace and our intention for unconditional love. Put down the sticks. Will you put down your smaller beliefs? Will you step into something bigger and grander and higher? Because you're spitting on God and you're playing chess with God isn't going to work. Because God is unity of all life. God is every species in this galaxy. God is every species on every planet. God is the breath of all life and new life and new life and new life and new life after that. And who would any say that this divine feminine sit in her and her purity and her intention that has done nothing but bring love and healing for this planet ever since she was breathed? I deserve an ounce of anybody's hate. And not one person has given me an ounce of anything. Not one drop of anything except for my clients. So what does that say about humanity? Are you ready to be unity consciousness? Are you ready to get rid of the nations? Are you ready to sit and just be pure love? That's all I've talked about. 17 years of pure love. I know who I was when I came here. No matter who stands in front of you, no matter who says down, no matter who thinks they have suppressions over you and power over you, they don't. And there is always a higher order, and there is always a higher power that will say, do you believe to be exactly who you are? Do you believe in your right to be absolutely harmonic and in all that you are as divine feminine, divine masculine, and hold your highest light and hold the mantle of who you are as a Christ? I do, I am. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Genius is multidimensional. It's not going to be tested by any human 3D experiment or on a little piece of paper that's made up by 3D people and 3D images and 3D stories and 3D teachings in schools. Because I'm not that. I never have been. I never will fit into your 3D experience. I'm not this realm, and I told you that many times. Why are you not understanding my speech? Your tests will not work on me, dear lighted ones, because I'm an infused Christed being. And what do you not get about that? Isn't that your smallness, not mine? Why can't I be who I am? Because I speak of higher things, I get to see higher things, I get to explore higher things, so you be you. Stay in your lane. But you have no right to tell me who I'm going to be. I keep breaking your boundaries, I keep breaking your spells, I keep breaking your hexes, and I'm going to get up for the millionth fucking time. That's my mantra. I will get up for the millionth fucking time. And I will speak as I will speak. I have earned it. I am a millionfold. And that scares a lot of people sitting in their smallness. So that's fine. That's your trigger. I'm here to help you. That's your trigger. Go put it on the table, put an infinity, and put out the lower vibration, negative, and the end is where your neutral is. And then you can experience a higher vibration through self-love and acceptance, your 3 A's and your 3 E's. You can do infinite things. And that's all I teach. That's such an offense. Because they don't want you to come out of your darkness. They don't want you to come out of your discrimination and your separations and your hating each other. But I'm telling you right now, you're never going to go anywhere in ones. You're going to stay in the smaller realms. You will never incarnate into another body. Why? Because you don't respect the body you got. Why would God give you another body? See, the thing that most people don't get, dear lighted ones, creation is very efficient. If you're not using your light, if you're not being practical with your light, and you're not being evolutionary with your light, you're going to be given it. It's quite easy. Why would you be given another body when all you do is hate? Why would you be given another body if you don't appreciate the one you got? Why would you be given your body if you refuse to see that you are light and that you are carbon? See, God is above all things magnificent. There is an elegant design in all things. Just like your DNA, there is no junk DNA. There is no junk universe. God is that consciousness is absolutely all that is creation. Why? Because consciousness is source. And the higher in consciousness you go, you're going to break through all boundaries and hate and lack self and all the negative things that you were taught, told, and shown in your outer reality of church and because that was good then, it's not good now. Are you going to break through into light? Yes or no, delighted? Are you a dodecahedron of infinite light and infinite potential? Yes or no? Do you have divine feminine masculine energies and experiences within your soul fragments that carry you through any and all time? And are you willing to heal whatever is a separation and a discrimination? Yes or no? Are you willing to see yourself as healed and whole 100% as divine feminine, divine masculine? Because in 5D you will be androgynous. Can that be okay with you? Can androgyny be okay with you? Can you be okay with divine feminine being a leader? Can you be okay with divine feminine being all that she is? Can you be okay with that? Can you be okay with what separations and what discriminations you have with divine feminine? Can you be okay with seeing God in new ways? Can you be okay with the mother being with you? Can you be okay with the softest voice you ever heard and she'll bring you to your knees? When the mother speaks to you and she holds you light and she says, okay, I'm my child. You are my child and I breathed you from every dimension and every realm. And I'm going to make sure that you will be lifted safely. You are held deeply within me because you are my child. And that's what every mother does with every child on this planet. And why have divine feminine been held so low? There is a divine mother and there is a divine father. Why? We have to know these energies because you have divine feminine energies within you that must be healed. And you will never move forward into 5D unless you go within and you heal the energies in every one of your chakras and every one of your fields that have discrimination and hate and separation of your divine feminine energies and the divine masculine energies of who you are. These are basic ascension enlightenment truths. Go do your research. And again, you have free will. If you do not like my speech, get off my channel. None have an ounce of say over who I am and what I am here to create and express. None. I am the voice of Source Creator, Mother, Father, and all of the heavens, and I speak for the higher species evolutionary plans of light. And I will carry all those that so desire to be a part of this ride. The rainbow tribe of the 13th dimensional. That's our 13th dimensional experience of eternal life that we are given in the promise to go through into 5D. That's called the rainbow tribe, and I offer this. Through my teaching, basic daily ascension pathwork that I've been teaching for 17 years, plus all the other timelines I've ever been on. We're going to talk about time, delighted ones, because that's what I had a channel about the other day. Those were just a bit of the truths that Spirit had, a couple of downloads about the secret societies. If you choose to go forward to the authorities and talk about who's been paying you, why they've been paying you, what the agendas are, and who the beings are involved, then that's up to you and God to figure out your redemption path. This is the last 3D timeline. This is the last 3D timeline. Everybody has their own unique right to be exactly where they are in their perspective of God, but nobody has a right to say your perspective of God is wrong. If you choose your perspective of God, Source Creator, that's your perspective. That's your certain little arena of how you see yourself as God. Everyone on this planet is an image of the Mother and the Father. You cannot not be a part of God. You're here. Look up the universal laws, go do your research, go look into ascension enlightenment pathwork. Read as much as you can read, seek as much as you can, listen to different top channelers, and I list them all the time on my community board. There are top channelers on this planet, I'm one of them. We are here to move into higher vibrational, evolutionary light programs of being Menatronic, fully unified and harmonized as divine feminine, fully unified and harmonized as divine masculine, and all the wounds we've carried from 3 to 5D, everybody's responsible for 51% of their own karmic healing. And you cannot do your karmic healing unless you face your discriminations, your misogyny, and your judgments. And my life has been an example of those being absolutely abhorrent to me. And I've brought them forward and I'm speaking truth because I'm not the only one. Every lightworker has been systematically abused. Why? How is that a thing? How that secret societies have greater power than those bringing a higher vibrational order and truth? Because it's corrupt. The systems of church and state are corrupt and they're by important people to keep humanity suppressed. And it will all come out for 6 months of 2025. That is a guarantee. That is Source Creator. Because as time humanity moves forward, every human is given an opportunity on this planet. Every day, sit down and with your ascension pathwork, who are you? exists within and what's going on within you. Those are 3 ascension questions you ask yourself every day. And every day, ask yourself your 3 A's and your 3 E's. How are you able to rise and alchemize and do whatever it is that you need to do to be the best version of who you are? That is your evolution. You're here to be your highest and your best. You have infinite skills of all realms, all planets, all dimensions. You have infinite things within your DNA that are going to come forward and be activated when you're working with your light, when you're harmonizing your light and you're willing to see yourself in your shadow, you're willing to see yourself in your light. These are basic ascension practices. Go look it up, do your research. Everybody is meant to have their unique version of God and speak about it, the 3 E's. Everybody. There's no law on this planet that says nobody cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot speak of who they are and their soul's experience. That will be a new law. Right use of free and non-interference. Nobody has a right to suppress anybody to the point of suicide or take them out through a slow dagger. Who the fuck is anybody? Nobody had a right. While I sat in poverty and millions were being traded to take me out. So then you ask yourself, and these professionals and the people in your communities, 50 people involved of church and state that were paid very highly in their own roles, and my platform under 2,000 subscribers being suppressed by a $450 billion company being paid by elites at a $450 billion, I think YouTube is, they're worth about $450 billion. And they were taking money from other elites to support me. One divine feminine with 2,000 subscribers or less that lives in under poverty, that lives in homelessness. These are the stories. This is that's the hate. That's the selfishness, disgusting, disconnected hate. So he's got to be happy with their stories. Because there is no way out of judgment. There's no way. No way out of judgment. Everybody's got to face their deeds, and every single person face their deeds. Every single human on this planet has a soul blueprint, and that's what I talk about in my healings. I talk about the divine soul blueprint. And so thank you for everybody for joining us and staying with me. There were just a few channeled notes that Spirit wanted me to bring forward. Anybody that was involved with the secret societies, that part of being paid, part of taking money for hitting spiritual hits on people and suppressing people and the systematic abuses, you have your opportunity right now. And again, I said it's not, the redemption is not a given. You have it based on your deeds and what you've done thus far for 3D. Every single person has to redeem soul. There's no way out of this. There's not a little, just because you think you're an elite and you have a $450 billion company, you're not going to be gifted a next incarnation just because you think you're elite. That means nothing to the heavens. Your soul must transfer and transmute its own judgments and separations and how you treat people. The reason why this is coming down so hard and you're going to see so many elites and so many, all that I've been talking and shown in the collective every day. What I speak of, these are predictions of Source Creator. There were many, many destinies that were messed with in the fucking with my life. And not just 1 or 2 spells, we're talking 50 years of abuse. 50 years of systematic abuse, of lying, of withholding, of keeping me absolutely in poverty, and people being paid daily to do death rituals on me and transfer my name and energies and spiritual ranking in the underground for people to think that they can take and swap my gifts that I've earned in the multiverse for eons. It's ridiculous. There's no understanding. It's a complete misguidance, complete misunderstanding. Anybody that does those types of things and does that type of magic, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know anything about spiritual ranking. They don't know anything about Christ consciousness. They don't know anything about conscious, and they will not even ever be able to say that they are connected and aligned with Source Creator God. They're not. There's no connection there as obvious. That's what I teach is alignment. And every single person is responsible for all of their deeds. That's why we have to transmute 51% of the karma. Spirit says over and over again as part of my normal ascension speech, how important is your soul's evolution? It's up to you. Is your soul's important? This is the last 3D timeline. There's not going to be infinite 3D timelines. We are meant to evolve into 5D. You're not going to have infinite chances for you to come back another 1,000 times and be 3D Earth. Not it anymore. 3D Earth is gone. It's done. Everybody given an opportunity to transmute 51% of their karma that they've earned in their discriminations and their separations of divine feminine. And I've talked about it in many of my channelings and lots of videos on it about the Adam Eve Project, which is one of the energies that I'm here to assist in helping humanity understand the discriminations and the misinformations and the misguidances through church and state that we're always taught and we're told and shown and shoved down your throat about the misunderstandings and the imbalances between divine feminine and divine masculine that every person holds. and why there is such imbalance on our planet with divine feminine, divine masculine. Those are the wounds that need to be healed. And that's why we went out in the collective. So who's going to heal it? How are we going to heal these experiences that have to be healed? Healing is the top priority on our planet right now. Light intelligence is the highest frequency that we can offer right now. Light intelligence is the only way to ascend. By operating in light, by understanding who we are as source creator, Metatronic light. We are Christed. And being Christed does not mean you're a man that looks like Jesus. Being Christed means that you're willing to look at all that you are and integrate all your soul fragments and heal your divine feminine, divine masculine energies and come into a higher state of who you are. That's being Christed. One and one is all. Unity consciousness is everything. It can be. Why? Because creator is all things. Source creator is all life. Therefore, that's the holographic experience, the micro macro, is that all consciousness is source creator. All consciousness is source creator. The higher in consciousness you are, you're able to see, you're able to know, you're able to call in your soul fragments, you're able to see other timelines, you're able to see other planets, you're able to see other forms with the Arcturians, you're here to connect with the angels, you're here to connect with Mother, Father, God, that voice with you that is deep within your heart soul. That is the voice of Mother, Father, God. It's also known as the higher self. That is the part of you that is always in spirit, that always leads you in the highest direction. That is the higher love. That is the part that leads you in your higher creative gifts. That is the part that takes you out of really bad situations. That's called the higher self. And without that higher self link, you will never ascend. And that's why people will remain in the lower realms, because they are not connected. I teach alignment. Basic truths. We're here to mature beyond church and state, because 5D will be higher vibrational and it will be led by the sacred Trinity. Who are we in the heavens? Who are we as a collective? And who are we with Gaia? Everybody's soul blueprint encapsulates this. And through the healing of feminine, masculine energies and being the best version of you, there ain't nothing that's impossible. And so how is that such a crime, dear lighted ones? I teach you to be infinite, be eternal. How is that such a crime? And yet I've been suppressed. I've been saying the same thing for 20 years and not one person's heard me. Except the people that come back all the time, loyal can be the disciples, and they're going to be lifted. Why can my speech not be as important as the Christ? I am. You're listening to me right now, and there are some of you that have been on the line that had timelines in which at the Christ timelines has been shown to you. It's a vibration, you see, dear lighted ones. It's a little piece of light, and it will hit you in your belly, and it will hit you in your chakras, and it will hit in your heart, and it will stay in your field, and it will resonate, and you'll go to bed at night, and then the next morning you wake up a little bit different. Why? Because I'm feeding you life. That's the mana. It's a code. It's an essence. It's a knowing. That's what I offer. How's that a crime? For you to be infinite, for you to be eternal, for you to get out of a box? How's that a crime? Why can all the corrupt be corrupt, but I can't be me? Why can't I be high vibrational? So you make an ultra-human, and then you sabotage her and hack her their whole life and stalk her, and you do all sabotaging spiritual hits on her. So you make the ultra-human, and then you attack her whole life, and then you say, no, you get up, we're going to suppress you, we're going to keep you down. And the big man's foot is on her neck saying, no, you're not going to get up because your speech is too important. You're bringing light to the people, and you're the waking up. Spirit saying that I can say this. I don't like to say these things because it's who I am. I don't care. But Spirit said it must be said. There were 1,000 people yesterday that woke up because of the light that I offer on a continual basis. Up to maybe they can think higher and they can be higher. Maybe they can get out of their small little box. 1,000. So what would happen if I was up to the masses about 10 years ago, about 8 years ago, about 5 years ago? How many billions of people could have been healed and taken themselves instead of committing suicide? Maybe they create a church of their own and they say, hey, we're just here to color and have fun. Why can't humanity be creative? Why can't humanity dance and sing and create and be loving all at once, all at the same time? Why can't we? Why can't we be in our oneness? Why can't we be unified? Why can't we say, well, I can help you heal any world issue. Bring me into your office. Everybody's been given the opportunity, but they just keep throwing hate, and they keep trying to suppress me, and they keep trying to stalk and watch, special little government cars. You don't think God's watching you. You think you're watching me? How many legions of the legions are watching you? There ain't no deed that's missed, and why each and every one of you are going to get karma, and you're going to keep getting karma, you're going to keep getting karma every time you come for a light worker. It's our birthright to move into light. It's our birthright to know ourselves as bigger and higher and better. Why, dear lighted ones? Why? Because I shouldn't be here right now, and I am, and I'm going to keep speaking on it. I have my right to be exactly who I am, and I have my own version of God, and you have your my channel, and go seek another version of God that you want to be comfortable with. Because each and every one of you are godly. You are the image of the mother, you are the image of the father, and if that makes you tremble and if that triggers you, then go do your work because you're getting somewhere. Because growth ain't going to be comfortable. New ways, and you're going to remember yourself as a celestial, you're going to remember yourself as an alien, you're going to remember yourself as a draconian, remember yourself as Orion, you're going to remember yourself as the Jesus, you're going to remember yourself as Mother Mary, you're going to remember yourself as the Mother, you're going to remember yourself as Goddess Isis, you're going to remember yourself as every divine feminine, every divine masculine. Why? Because that's... And until you get that, unity consciousness is all things. Why? Because all things. Why would God say, no, you're just meant to be a man, and only the men can talk on this planet, and only men that are in the top 5% in the white collar energies, in the white collar roles, only those are the people that are important on this planet. They're called elites. Let's just put all the elites in power and see what happens. And what has our world gotten to, dear lighted ones, when they're trying to take out and kill? Take her out, she's bad for business. I will never be satisfied. And there's extra protection on me every day. And do you not think, dear lighted ones, and I say this with great pause, and I thank so very much the people that have come over and over and over again, because I love you so dearly. Souls are with you on the other dimensions and in the light ships of the galactic federations, because we're bringing light to so many planets and so many beings, and every time a little baby goes to sleep, they're waking up godly. Do you think that in 1,000 curses and hexes and spells that you've placed on my soul, and the many men that you've come stalking me and hack systems and hacking my platforms, and do you think in the suppressions of that they send me, and the hate rituals and the glamour spells and the bringing the poverty spells and the death spells and the poisoning, do you think that everything that's been done to me, I say that pause, God wants you to pause. Do you not think that there is a reason, a purpose why I'm sitting here today? Joanna will usher in the heavens. Joanna has a far grander role than even she knows. And she speaks the voice of wisdoms that you cannot see or hear, most of you, because she is fully connected with the multiverse. And anybody a healing that chooses to be healed. That is our promise. And there are some that will be absolutely banished from her light and energy for all eternity, because there has been so much abuse. Now, do you not think, dear lighted ones, and her getting up and breathing and sending light to the children and the animals and the planet and the waters so that you can have clean to drink, do you not think that every day she does this? Do you not think that they're not having to prove her intelligence to anybody? We will never let her do that. We will prove it for her. We will lift her to be proof of all that. There are infinite human lessons that just her voice and her survival has brought to the whole human collective and the multiverse. There are beings in silent schools in the heavens that are watching miracles on the transmutations that she has done, that has never been seen or done before. She doesn't have to prove anything. We will. There are trillion-fold that walk with her. Why? Because she is pure and she is love. Now, do you not think, dear lighted ones, that your silly spells and your silly little sacrifices and your silly little suppressions and $1 billion companies being paid by elites to silence her, do you not think that there is higher order and each and every one of you will be facing it? Every single one will get karma for the of this beautiful soul that has affected the destinies of many that nobody had an ounce of right to touch. Thy Father has spoken. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So I'm just learning how to align and connect with the Holy Spirit, Mother Father. There are those times where Mother Father speaks through me, and it is a very certain message. So thank you, Holy Mother Father. Thank you, Holy Mother Father. That was Mother Father that needed to be said. Sometimes I don't remember what's being said. I'll have to go back and listen to it. So let's talk about the channeled message today, because I don't have a lot of time here. Yeah, what we wanted to talk about was 3D, 3 to 5D, healing all of our 51% of our experiences of karma. And the karma is the divine feminine roles that you've had, because you've had a lot of timelines of divine masculine, you've had a lot of timelines of divine feminine, and you're here to discriminations and the separations, because we're moving into unity consciousness, which is one is 5D. So of course, all of your 51% will be the separations, discriminations, divine feminine, divine masculine. Now, what they showed me the other day, because I just wanted to get this in, it's not really about the systems, the body that we have. We want to work with the systems of light, your Metatronic light, your healing session I teach you every night to do. So I'm really empowering you to do that, because it does make a difference. We want you to become ageless. We want you to become higher in your Metatronic light.
Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I love my spiritual team so very much. We just want to take a moment of pause to thank Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father. And sometimes when I pause, I'm listening to them because I do ask telepathically what they want me to say, because we are shifting. There is a shift, obviously. There has been a closing of the door. The gavel fell, which means that there's spiritual court verdicts that are in, which means that it will unfold in the physical, which I just explained to you. And they did those downloads that I told you about, the secret societies that will come forward and speak the truth about who they were paid by, and the programs and the agendas that were keeping certain beings suppressed from not being seen and heard in the collective. I was one of them because Stargate that my life was impacted by, and that nobody had a legal right. They still don't. Nobody has a legal, nobody on this planet has an ounce of legal right on my name, on my videos, on anything that my name is attached, given no permissions to anybody. I don't take big pharma. I haven't taken big pharma about 8 years. I don't do drugs. I've been celibate for about 14 years. I'm a hermit. I work with my light and my teams and spirit source creator. I take my work with great love and great honor. And so we wanted to talk about consciousness. My teams had given me a download about they were speeding consciousness up for me. And speeding consciousness up is same as some of the channelers talked about in higher vibrational dimensions. When you reach 5D, you're going to have the ability, and you can practice it right now with your teams if you want to get more mind bending and trying to understand it, because I understand when you slow down time and speed up time, and if you're doing it from the purity of heart, for certain reasons, and you do it with your teams. Obviously, there's been those, again, that manipulate energy, that go into peer into people's Akash, they peer into people's timelines for their own selfish gain. And that has been through my entire life. Again, this is why there has been such a poignant stop, because there's been a lot of messing about timelines and destinies in the trying to take me out. Because I'm connected with the multitudes and the multiverse, and when people screw with me, they screw with the multiverse. So it's very important that people get dealt with karmically. So there will be seen in the collective of various elites, various agendas, various businesses. They'll all be affected, and Spirit said they will be absolutely affected in their pocketbooks. I can't remember how Spirit put it. Their pocketbooks will be drained because of the verdict from the spiritual courts. Spiritual courts are not going to allow any more light worker abuse and what has happened to me, enforcement of children into prostitution and disgusting things like that, harvesting that goes on in the black web. And so anyways, they're talking about consciousness, and I said, well, they showed me a shift that I was going on, and my shift feels really, really good and fun. So I wanted to talk about that too, because I'm feeling a lot more celestial in my field, which I really love, because it's more of who I am. I'm more celestial than any. So I love feeling all of the celestial energies and all of my celestial teams and my all the beings that I come with. And there's lots of beings that are going to be with me in this word. So they've assured me there's extra legions and extra protection around me right now to make sure that I have a safe passageway into this next shift, and bringing humanity with me for those that so desire. So I'm very grateful for you to be with me. So in 3D, we've talked about the linear, right? The past, present, and future, but the consciousness, see the spiral that you belong in, and working with your light coming up from the earth, and then it goes out your toroidal, and then it comes down again. So they speed up the consciousness by taking away those little soul fragments that are in your field. They speed up your consciousness by assisting you taking out, and they take it out by transmuting it with light, right? So these little aspects are here, which we talk about. See those little darker aspects right there? They can speed up your consciousness. If you've got the lesson of that soul fragment energy, you can work with your teams, and this is what I teach you to do. I work with my teams to say, this is the timeline energy I want to be on. How can we get my energy there? Because that's the Namakaya. I've learned all the lessons. I've been like, there's no more creating in karmic energies. There's harvesting. There's no more teaching people that just don't want to learn or drink the water. So all of those timelines are being shifted out. So that's what God is showing me in the next 6 months is going to happen, is the harvesting and the cyber vibrational cults and trafficking and all of those beings that were purposefully and manipulatively using people's energy and light for harvesting selfish gain and selfish elite programs and selfish elite agendas, MK Ultra, and all of those things. Those are the energies that are moving out.
And so in that, there will be residue of energies that will be in your field that you can ask your teams to assist you in transmuting, because when you transmute those lower vibrational soul fragment energy residues, that speeds up your consciousness. And so what they wanted to tell me, I'm just going to leave it with you and you can go write it down and you can do your ascension path work later, but I just wanted to bring it up in this. Your teams, only your teams, and you know that anybody that's talking about slowing down consciousness or slowing down your timeline or speeding up your timeline, anybody that's talking about it that is not conscious as a teacher, healer, or leader, or is not your teams or your guides, just move away from them because they're for manipulative purposes and they don't know what they're doing and they will get karma for it. But there are those that for your timeline alignment and those that use it in the process and trained and honored, and they're honoring what is my part in this transaction. You do that work with teams because your teams are responsible for your highest alignment. They're helping you in your highest alignment, but you have to do the work. So when you're doing your Ascension Daily Path work, you're clearing and you're doing your healing, they can help you release those energies that are keeping your energy oscillation. Remember, we call it the light quotient. I talk about the light quotient all the time, and that's also in regard your DNA gets activated. The higher your light quotient is and higher you're spiraling in the crystalline energy of who you are, it affects your cells, it affects who you are, it affects everything. And therefore, then it's going to put you on a higher timeline because you're oscillating at a faster rate. And so what that the speeding up of your timeline is actually not. It's actually the speeding up of your consciousness. So I just wanted to put that in there because it's really important and I had to wrap my brain around it. Because I said, well, how are you speeding me up on this timeline? Because I was thinking linear, past, present, future. So as we're moving into this new experience of high vibrational timelines, the highest creative timeline, whatever your mantra is for your highest creative timeline, doing your alignment, connection and relationship with spirit, what are you excited about, your 3 E's, your 3 A's, and doing that daily stuff we tell you to do because it's so important. It keeps you aligned with your higher self. It keeps you aligned with spirit. It keeps you higher. It keeps you aligned with the higher oscillation of light quotient of who you are as light. And in that, your consciousness speeds up to release time. And so removal of the blocks speeds up the oscillation, of course, obviously, because the density is being transmuted into greater light. You work with your teams with that. So if you feel, those that are really to their daily ascension path, where you can feel when you're really feeling slow and sluggish, allow yourself that time and healing, because everybody has an ascension cycle. If you want to book an appointment with me, book an appointment. I talk about my ascension cycles in my 3 books, and there's various stages that you go through in your ascension cycle. You're meant to be very respectful and honoring with those purging, you're purging your dark night of the soul, you're purging negative energies, you're purging the densities, and then you're going to realign to a higher light. And that's always self-loving, self-accepting, and acknowledging where you're at in your path, acknowledging your shadow, acknowledging your triggers, acknowledging where you've kept separation. It just acknowledges that's the 3 A's. That's how you become an alchemic master. And so they were showing me this timeline that I'm aligning to, and I'm helping humanity align to, because God has really great things planned for me. And again, I'm not shown a lot because they want to surprise me. So in this toroidal of what is, you can ask your teams to assist in taking out some of the blocks, speed up the light quotient and how you oscillate, because it's going to affect the light that goes into your cells and your organs and stuff. So that's what we want to talk about next. So thank you for staying. And sorry that we always had to go back to those little dark things, but the discriminations are still being done, the suppressions are still being done, and Spirit did want me to get a few of those downloads that in the collective. So I wanted to say, and Happy New Year to everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year to everybody. I love all of my loyal clients. So the prices have gone up for my sims. I put the prices on my community board, but all of my clients have a lifetime $50 off no matter what you do or what you get. So I'm very grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. And we're really excited about the new higher vibrational creative timelines that we're moving into. So we're really excited. So anybody that wants a creative consultant session with me, please book it. You just go to my PayPal. Thank you, Cluedo. I love you, sweetie. So we wanted to talk about the systems. There are 11 of them, and you can write them down and you can go do your own research and do your own work, because I want you to start working with these systems to help clear and heal your body. And they showed me before I got on the phone this morning that there's going to be somebody collective that really wants to do this with their kidneys, because your kidneys need a bit of cleansing. And it's a male that's on the line that they wanted me to focus this on. There could be kidney stones in the very near future, but just clear your kidneys. Just working with these systems I'm going to talk about, and just working with your light and your higher teams, and just detoxifying, really let go of red meats, work with a lot of water-based foods, and really in the new year, all we're going to be talking about is how to live as a higher vibrational being. And that's why I talk about what I talk about as the brain, how our brain is, and how we connect the higher brain, the higher mind, the higher self, with all of our systems. The higher self is your healing mechanism for all of your Metatronic Merkabic systems. do your evening healing sessions with systems I'm talking about, and your Merkaba and your crystalline light. Right? That's why you have Christ consciousness. You have Christ consciousness to bring in that multidimensionality of light, that Metatronic light, to all that is matter. So that's what I offer. I empower, I inspire each and every one of you. Breathe and intend and direct and focus the essence of Creator in all of your systems, in all of your cells, in all of your matter, in all of your organs, in all that you are. There is only now. So the more now that you work with light, the oscillation that your body and your consciousness will be, and you will release time. I'll go a bit more into that because I still have to download some more things on what they gave me about the consciousness speeding up, releasing the timelines of past, present, and future. Because you're going to notice that there's going to be people that will not be on your trip with you because they didn't have the oscillation to keep up with you, and they were just in a different, again, their souls are working on different things. So it doesn't mean souls are bad or not good or anything. It just means that every soul is working on something different. Either they have the oscillation to move into 5D and they're intending, it's all about your intent. You intend to heal all of your 51%. That's all that's needed. So think that you have to be a master of light to move into 5D. You don't. Just your purity of heart to love yourself and just clear as much of your karma as possible. That's all you need, is pure intention every day. Because again, as God said, how important is your soul's evolution? Do you want to be next timeline? Do you want to move into a higher incarnation next timeline? Do you want to carry the gifts with you? One thing that moves forward with you is all of your wisdom, as I've proven and I've shown. When you do your ascension pathwork and you do your soul fragment healing, you carry the gifts of those souls' energies, and you carry the wisdoms in your heart, mind, body, and soul. So that's why we do the soul fragment. That's what's called Christed, because I'm carrying the wisdoms of all the soul integration, all of the healing that I've done. And that is the proof. I don't have to, that's a proof for me, right? Spirit says you never have to prove anything. When you do your soul fragment healing, you carry all that being came with. I've got that DNA, it's my DNA. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I get the benefit of my own DNA? It's my DNA, I've earned it. DNA, just so that you know, your DNA is coded with, because Source knows what Source is doing, God knows what God's doing. This is how intelligent the design is with God. And this is why you got to work with your teams and work with your Metatron, work with Mother, Father, God in your Ascension path work. Your DNA is encoded for everything and everything that even is beyond your imagining. This is where God said to me, there's things in my path and plan that I don't even know about. My DNA is ready for it. I've gone through enough clearing. I'm doing the daily transmuting. We're looking at my triggers. I'm looking at my shadow. I'm seeking into my higher vibrational gifts. How can I work with my gifts in a higher vibrational way? That's what I ask Spirit. How can I work with my gifts in a higher vibrational way? How can I bring forward higher vibrational offerings? How can I bring forward higher vibrational challenge? So I do that. I ask that. That's my daily ascension path work. How can I tune in more finely? How can I, whatever it is that I'm excited to learn about the brain and the functioning of the brain and how the systems of the body, and how can we be more Metatronic within the systems of the body? How can we start collaborating and integrating the Metatronic body systems, the Metatronic light systems with our bodily systems so that there is no more separation? That's my intention. I'm going to have lots going on in the near future about harmonizing of the Metatronic systems into the bodily systems so that we become higher vibrational beings, higher living beings, because we need to know how to live in higher vibrational light. We want to become higher, faster oscillizing, because every time that you do a soul fragment healing, you're going to carry that light, wisdom, intelligence, gifts, and skills with you. But you are the one that has to get in the elevator, and you have to actually sit down and start working with your gifts. You start working with your psychic gifts, start working with your channeling gifts, start working with your, whatever your gifts are, art, singing, healing, doesn't matter what it is. You're here to be a part of the new earth co-creation. And I'm here to be a part of those new earth grid systems. And we've done a lot of grid work. And so your DNA is coded for these next, everybody that's been doing Ascension pathwork for many, many years, and go back to my early radio shows, we've talked about it. Every ascension cycle, your teams know exactly what your wounds that you're going to call forward, the densities of divine feminine, divine masculine that you're here to heal and unify into one, and what are your next gifts and skills to practice and evolve. So there's always that equal, right? It's always equal. That's why we work with the infinity, because the shadow is absolutely what you need to move into your light, right? The shadow is needed. You need to look at that shadow. Okay, where did I hold myself in limitation? Let's put it on the table. Where did I hold myself in self-judgment? Let's put that on the table. Where did I hold divine feminine in that self-judgment? Let's put that on the table. Do the inner transmuting at the 3A. Then you get to sit down and say, wait, in the next couple of days, you clear that density. You've integrated higher vibrational thought forms. You're moving into higher light consciousness. And that light consciousness is what? It's the God consciousness. Therefore, then you have a new bandwidth of dimensional information to look in. That's what I do as a seer. As a seer and as a conduit, I can see the dimensional threading. I can see and I can channel into where that thread is. And I read that. I read what's going on in the collective. Where's the bandwidth of consciousness? And I read energies. Whatever densities are there, I can send light there and it can be cleared out. Sometimes my voice is also an activator for the cleansing and the clearing of the darker systems. That's why I'm a crystal. And many of you are crystal beings. There's lots of different things. It depends on your soul blueprint. Some are indigo, some are crystals. Crystals go in and break up density. You found that throughout your lifetime, you're always challenging conformity, you're always challenging dogmatic rules and rules that don't make sense into higher vibrational ways of being. That's being a crystal, because you don't mind challenging conformity. You don't mind challenging box experiences. Break the box. Higher evolution is breaking all systems. Everything is infinite. So that's what we're here to be. We're here to be infinite. We're here to know that we have ultimate healing on all of our bodies and all of our systems. How can we work with light? How can we be intimate? How can we be the God we are? Again, nothing to do with religion. And there's nothing wrong with religion. Stay wherever you want to stay, but that's not what I talk about on this channel. So again, you have free will to leave and move and go find a channel that talks about religion. There's nothing to be who you want to be. You be you and I'll be me. That's my free will. I get to be who I am. So we'll talk about the chakra systems, and there's more that the Spirit said. I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to try and rush through this. I'll just go through the chakras. There is the soul star chakra, the very highest. It's a chakra. Then there's the crown chakra. Then there's the galactic third eye. And then there is the third eye. The throat chakra, there is the heart chakra, which sits right here. Your heart chakra sits right in the middle of who you are. It's always in alignment, right? It's always the alignment. That's the alignment. That's the light that you breathe up life force and you breathe down life force, and it hits all your chakras. The solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the root chakra, and then there's the earth star chakra, which connects you to your sacred trinity, connects you to earth. And the earth is vital because it helps elements within the body. And I've had many sessions and many experiences. Sometimes when I channel the elements that the people work with when they're working with Gaia, that they can see that sometimes they don't know they're working with. So sometimes I bring that forward too, because I'm a Gaia speaker, a sacred land and sacred sites, because I help activate those sacred sites and new Christ consciousness energies and informations and new grids and new codes. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The Arcturians are always working with me when it comes to the grid. And so I just named off the chakras, and then we're going to talk about the systems, and then it's up to everybody to go away and do their work. How can I harmonize the systems of all that I am as a carbon being, as the matter being, as the skin and bones and tissues and organs and all the things got going in us, and how can I harmonize greater Metatronic light? Because that's what I want to empower you. I want to inspire you to be your highest vibrational living being. You're a being of Mother Father. You are an image of the Creator. And what does that mean? Start living it. Start being it. Start speaking it. And your intention, direction, and focus is everything to start changing the attitude of your organs, the attitude of how light travels in and out of your systems. So we want to start bringing up to higher vibrational knowing of how can you start incorporating Metatronic light into your everyday life so you can live and be vibrational. So one of the systems, we have the higher self. The higher self is always your connection with God, the mind, the higher vibrations all the way up to the 13th dimension in this one universe, but many of us connect with the multiverse because that's where we're here to teach and bring codes to. And then you have the brain, which is the flow that helps you assist with your direction, and it is being enhanced and activated all the time as you're moving into higher oscillating light. Why? Because you have to understand the higher oscillation, and that's why, again, you can tell those that are practiced in higher vibrational consciousness and higher vibrational light consciousness, they will not be able to speak on the things that Joanna speaks. Because to be and carry the gifts of a higher consciousness being, you have to be able to understand the light that's within it. Because a 5D consciousness reality, a 5D earth, is not a 3D earth, where people are doing black magic, dark-ass occult stuff. It's not. They're not spirit or source or Metatron at all. They're not connected with a 5D consciousness. They're just not. They have no respect for life. There are basic universal laws. Why? Because everything is Metatronic unity, consciousness of Source Creator. So why would you go in killing and going out to kill and harm people and stealing from them and bringing them to poverty when it's you? Why would you do that? And why those that will be lifted are those that have been unblemished in their record. Spirit told me last week, which is fine, because again, Spirit wanted me to bring this forward. I was placed in a category with all world leaders. I didn't know this. I didn't know this until just last week. When I'm tested with the heavenly councils, with the galactic federations, I was placed in the same category as all world leaders. And we're tested on many things. We're tested on our care for the planet. We're tested on our care and what we do in the moments that are seen and unseen. We're tested in the moments where we're not in the dark. We're tested on everything. And it's for your ability to lead in the higher and the greater good, and the higher ethical and order of the morals of all life. I was the only one that passed all of the tests. And and again, I don't have anything to prove, take it up with Source Creator and take it up with God. They're actually saying, this is Source, thank you, Holy Mother. Thank you. The Father is being very foot down. The Father is saying, I pray of you, come and speak to me about this. Spirit is wanting everybody that thinks that they speak of God in the way that they have, but they've done nothing but egregious things to those pure and innocent souls. God is absolutely asking you to go through God in these questionings of your discriminations of divine feminine. Whoever God places before you is divine. And are you able to see that? Those masters that are, be those that see the divine in everybody, whether they're homeless, whether they're a child, whether they're a dog, a cow, or a deer. So again, what you do behind closed doors and in the dark is being seen, and everybody's going to have to face escape their judgment. And that is the evolution of your soul. Are you going to get the soul lessons of unity consciousness? No. I had no idea, because sometimes your teams don't show you, because you would get yourself kind of out of the mix, get so caught up in the ego, because you'd get yourself in those negative ego, oh, well, what am I doing with world leaders kind of thing, because you're never ever taught that you were that important. Well, I'm telling you that you are. And there are beings on this planet that are very, very gifted in their multidimensionality, in their universal gifts, in their alien gifts, in their creative genius gifts. And we're here to create new platforms. Don't let anybody sit you down. Stand up. When 1 million people say sit down, stand up. And I am living proof of that. And there are many lessons that Spirit God will show each and every that comes forward with judgment or separation or hate and impaling at me for no reason at all. Then your own wound. 1,000 curses and hexes. I didn't even know these people. It was just their wounding. And yet my life sat in poverty for wasted 10 years, 15 years of my life just fighting off black magic death ritual every day. So my life gets wasted because you want to play dark overlord over people? And you want to control people's video platform when they have less than 2,000 subscribers? Are you kidding? And you're a $1 billion company? Oh, that's your soul story, okay. So it must mean you're really ranked in what? Being dark? Okay. And that's your soul story, and you're still going to go around the same karmic, still around the same karmic. What does that get you? You're sacrificing, you're doing black magic, and what does that get you? And what does that get you? You still have to face yourself. And what does that get you? And what does that get you? And what does that get you? You're not going to come into another body. You just won't. You will stay in the lower dark realms, and it's up between your soul and the heavens and the karmic board to say, was there enough consciousness earned? Was there enough energy earned? Was there enough understanding of unity consciousness to move into any other body? We have to understand the soul's evolution, dear lighted ones. There's not infinite planets in our galaxy that have 3D life form on it, beautiful and diverse as Gaia is. Do you think you're going to get into another 3D body if you just move yourself out? Do you think that that's it? No. We are moving into higher vibrational energies, and if you don't get the lessons of 3D, if you don't get the healing of 4D, you're not moving into 5D. You can't carry the consciousness. You cannot understand what a non-linear experience looks like. Understand that you're connected with celestials. Do you understand that you are a celestial? Do you understand that every DNA within you has alien and celestial DNA because you come from all realms? Do you want to get that? So again, that's where your healing begins. I'm only offering it. So your nervous system, that's one of your systems, number 1. Circulatory system, how your blood and how your energy moves through your body. What we're going to say is energy. Okay, it's still the carbon matter body, but it's energy. You want to infuse Metatronic energy into all your systems and link it with the higher mind. And you can do this every night if you want a healing session with me, then we can book that, okay? So the nervous system, the circulatory system. The next one is the endocrine system. It's very important for those that have been abused and trauma healing, those healers that will be helping those in underground trafficking. We're going to be working a lot with the nervous system and the endocrine system. Okay, skeletal system. Muscular system, the immune system, and there was somebody on the line, it's a male, somebody on the line, you can work with echinacea, your immune system just needs a bit of topping up. And again, work with your liver, was it the liver, Spirit? Kidney. So just do a cleansing with your kidneys, a 3-day cleanse, and reduce your red meat. Excretory system, so how you excrete, and that's what to do with the glands and how you're working with that. Again, stress, and if you're being impelled with black magic every day, negative environments every day, all of those things affect the body. And again, why we've said lots of times. I like my speech. I love everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year. I love you. Right? Everything that you set out as a vibration is affecting the children. So loving energy, if you go do any search on the videos on how water is affected, water crystals, our bodies are made up of mostly water. That's why consciousness moves is through the water, right? So we want to empower all that you are as the systems within and the systems without as aligning with highest Metatronic light and just loving yourself, just saying really to yourself throughout the day. That's enough, right? So the immune system, the excretory system, the digestive system, and then the respiratory system. Those are the systems that we're just talking about because that's just what's known in the medical world, but Spirit did tell me that there are other subtle systems, and I know that because I read it when I'm looking at the field. We're going to talk about that later because I didn't have to channel it, right? There are, I don't know where my little picture is. There are systems that connect with what we read in the fields. Like as a channeler, when I do healings on people and I'm reading, so the information I'm giving, I'm reading the fields of those that are on the line, and there's just information that needs to come forward because the energy is sitting in the field and I can see it and I read it, so I bring it forward. And so those are the systems we're going to talk about. Nighttime healing, incorporating those systems of the body that you want to work on and focus on. It could be the digestive system, it could be the excretory system, it could be the muscular system. Right now I'm working with my muscular system because I have a sports injury in my shoulder. From playing, I was a pitcher for many minutes, and then I wrecked it playing tennis, and then I wrecked it playing basketball. So I kept going from sport to sport to sport to try and, because I love sports, right? And I really wrecked my shoulder. So I'm working with my teams to rebuild the tissue and the tendons that are deep within my shoulder. And so I want to read this through, and then I'm going to do a little quick channel for everybody. I don't want this to be too long. I didn't want it to be like the 3-hour one the other day. I don't want my videos to be 3 hours. So anybody want to reach out for a session or a donation, that would be wonderful. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to write out the channel for today's video because I don't have time. I'm going to write out the channel and I'm going to put it on my blog, my Crystalline Children's blog spot. So if you want to read the channel of what I'm talking, incorporating your systems that I've just mentioned, and I'm going to mention the fields, but there's more that are listed here. I want you to write this down as well to incorporate the systems with the fields of light that you exist within, that 8-foot field that you exist within. It's all light. The farthest out field is called your field, K-E-T-H-R-I-C, Ketheric field. Then it's your celestial body, and sometimes celestial for conduits and healers like myself. That's why we are, I can read different energy. People are standing beside me. I can tell. This has just been something I've been practicing lately, and I'm going to have to refine it. The people that are standing next to me, I can tell their DNA location because of their celestial field. What's in their celestial field, if there's traumas there, what is the DNA location? It helps with healing. It helps with having them aligned. That's why sometimes when I'm standing next to them, my Christ codes help clear out whatever in their etheric field, Ketheric, celestial field, because it's just a higher refined light, because I'm standing in my purity of truth. I'm standing in my purity of celestial body, because I own and accept it, right? That's what the 3 A's. So your 3 A's helps clear out your fields. That's why I say when working with the 3 A's and 3 E's, it helps clear your fields. Living in your truth clears out your chakras. Living in your truth clears out your fields. Okay? So the Ketheric body is the farthest one out. The celestial body, the etheric template. So it goes around, it's around your thing. Your astral body. So your astral body is what you use to astral travel, and you do that with your guides and your higher self. You must be connected with your higher self to do your astral traveling. If you're not, then you should really be going back to the beginning and learning about spiritual laws and spiritual rules. There are things you should be, tending to as housekeeping from here on out, just because we are going into 5D space, we are going into 5D experiences, and all energies are going to be available to you. So if you're operating in a low vibration, you're going to have low vibrational energies and be connected with you. If you are operating in lower dimensional experiences, which the Galactic Federations have told me, if they choose to continue operating in those experiences of damaging and harming and hurting and destroying innocent life, the Galactic Federations are not going to assist in anybody that chooses to continue operating that way. That's why they said there will be no further considerations. That's what that means. There is going to be no protection for people that continue to operate in lower vibrational experiences. And as soon as the galactic allness is there, there's energies and entities that will play with those types of energies because they're matching in vibration. So you just have to understand energy. Whatever you put out you're going to be getting it back. Nobody is exempt from that. So again, the only way to move forward is your spiritual protection. If you're not honoring your body, if you have no idea who you are and you're not using spiritual protection, you're not going to be protected. Galactic Federations aren't going to protect you when all you do is destroy life. It doesn't work like that. So then your astral body and then your mental body. Your mental body and your emotional body are the closest bodies in the fields to your matter body. It's really, really important, and I suggest this a couple of times. The star seeds, Ask for clearing and cleansing and visualize Christed white light bathing and even the violet flame to bathe your emotional and your mental body. The more that you do this, especially if you're in the public, especially if you're around, like, I don't know, what are they called? Entertainers and stars, I guess. What are they called? Celebrities. You should be clearing your mental and your emotional bodies. That's where you carry a lot of density that slows your oscillation of light down. You should be clearing it twice a day minimum if you are in the public eye. Those are the two bodies you should be paying attention to most. Clear those, remember, because it's closest to your body. Once you clear those energy fields, then it sends out light to the other fields. So always work from the inner outer, inner outer, as above and below. You call in your light from above, and whatever your inner pure light. I love humanity. I love healing. I love talking about energy. I love talking about light. I love music. I love all these things. That pushes out light to your fields. And then your intention to clear out the two closest fields to your body. Those are basic things that you could be doing as housekeeping, daily maintenance with your light body every day. I want to teach you to be your higher vibrational light being. And you have to do daily practice like brushing your teeth. There's things we must really do to practice being higher vibrational, and lots of water-rich foods, and just practicing being in meditation and choosing with intention and direction to really focus on light, to focus on, bringing calmness and peace and balance, and getting a supportive community where, you can tell them, I want to practice being a higher vibrational being. I'm on this path of ascension. I want to be the best version of me. Can you support me when I'm having my dark nights of the soul because I not look good all the time, right? You're not meant to be seen and known as just the perfect light being. Well, no, you can't earn your light if you're not going through your So get that and accept it. Okay, now what? Okay, well, everybody's got a shadow. You're going to have to heal it and move through it. So those are your triggers. So mark them down. Physical, mental, emotional, sexual, and then just do your daily path work. If you want a session with me, feel good. I'm trying to do 3 things here. Multifaceted. Okay, so dear lighted ones, I'm going to put the notes for the channel. I'm going to put it on my children's blog spot. You can read that probably in a couple of hours. The video will be uploaded for everybody. I love you so very much. I'm wishing everybody a very beautiful new year. I have many, many wonderful, great things. I've got so many great ideas on the back burner that I'm going to be for the front burner. And Spirit, Mother, Father, love you so very much. And I love you so very much. I love each and every one of you. I hope each and every one of you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Happy New Year's. Happy to everybody. I love each and every practice, please. I pray for each and every one of you. Sit with a beautiful, soft heart space. Call your divine healing teams in and say, I want to practice being my highest vibration, electronic essence of oneness. And just start incorporating the Mother and the Father within you. That's your divine feminine, your divine masculine godliness. That's what the Mother and Father mean. The Mother and the are your highest version of your own godliness. So practice and connect with it. Connect in relationship every day, especially when you're laying in bed at night. That's your highest vibrational time that you can heal and connect with your higher teams that can assist you in healing. Those parts need healing, require your attention, and be soft and gentle with yourself. Give yourself the 3 A's. Acknowledge that you're going through something and just allow people to be with you on the ride. There are people that are there for you. There are people that want to go through and assist you in your healing. So never think you're healing on your own. You don't. So I'm here for everybody that wants to have pure of heart, move into higher vibrational energies and informations. I'm so very loving of all of you. Thank you to everybody that has been sending me prayers and love and beautiful wisdoms, and those people that are always my faithful, beautiful souls and disciples. I love you so very much. God has so many beautiful things for you in this new coming year. Watch around the corner because it's surprises and miracles for everybody. I'm so very grateful to know each and every one of you, and I love your souls as the rainbow lights that you are. Last final message is we love you so much. Thank you so much, dear. I love you. Bye and namaste. Happy New Year. Bye. I love you.